Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Mozamali and we in the previous video we have talked about an online store where Piyush Bansal is selling his peripherals online. Now this is the continuation of that video. If you have not seen that video, click on the I button and see that video. Okay, now what questions he has these four questions, that is city wise revenue breakdown, quarter wise sales, top 5 customers and top 5 sales, top 5 products he wants to see. Okay, so we will be going to solve these puzzles one by one. If you have not subscribed us, please do subscribe and hit that bell icon so that when a new video is uploaded you get the notification. I have also one exciting news to share with you, that I am running a comprehensive 3 months online database program where you will be mastering the Tableau from the ground up. And the best part is, it the first demo class is free. It's absolutely free. You can join that classes on Saturdays and Sundays, and the link is into the description box. So you just open the description and hit on the click button, and you can join that on Saturdays between 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Okay, anytime you can join. It's absolutely free. Okay, now continuing to the point. So he has these questions. So what he decided, he decided to discuss it with his team, because he business has different teams. So he using Ames grade model to finalize the requirement. He used Ames grade model to finalize the requirement. So the first, there are four components in Ames grid. The first one is purpose. We need to declare the purpose. So the purpose is to unlock the sales insight for better decision making. That is what his purpose is. Now the second point is stakeholders. What are the stakeholders? Who are responsible, as who are working into a team and in the different groups. So sales team is the first stakeholder, marketing team, customer service team, data analytics team, and the IT team. Okay, these are the 4 5 teams which are going to be the stakeholders, which are going to be key players into the organization for creating that requirements. Now the third point is success criteria. Now whenever we are deciding any project to be completed or any task, we should be deciding a success criteria as well, because when it is for in an individual, there's no need to describe it. We already know. But if we have more than one person into an organization, we need to describe our vision, our mission, our success criteria. So when we are deciding any requirements, we need to decide what success criteria is. If we hit that target, that is the target achieved. That means the target is achieved. So we need to define our goals and our missions and our visions clearly. So that is the success criteria. So in success criteria, what is it? Sales team is able to make better decision. That is what our success criteria is, that after development of this project, sales team should be able to take better decisions and the manual work should be saved by 20%. That is the success criteria. The fourth point is end result. What is the end result? We want a working dashboard for the company. That is the criteria. So using Ames grid, requirements are discussed, developed and finalized and freezed. So in this process, in this step, the requirements are decided, and it is decided that we are going to develop a dashboard where we will be seeing about the growth of the organization, the profits, losses, the sales of region wise, and top 5 customers, top 5 products, everything we are going to see. Okay, now into the next phase, different teams. So here in this aspect, what are the teams involved? So the first one is IT team. Now who is the IT team and why it is used? So most of the time it happens we outsource the IT team, or we have in-house an IT team. So let's consider we have, it does not make any difference. So this IT team is responsible for developing the store, online store, where they are using backend as a SQL and front end whatever they are using. We are not concerned about it. We are concerned only about the backend technology which they are using as SQL server. The second team which is involved in sales team. So sales team is the team who is analyzing the business transactions to create selling strategies. So they are the people who are the content writer. They are developing the coupons, and they are developing the discounts, and they are developing the offers on the basis of the business performance and business growth. If they see that okay, out of 5 products, our fourth product is not performing well, so we can give discount to encourage the sales of that particular product. Okay, that is the main work, or that is the responsibility of our sales team, to boost the sales. Okay, then the third team which we have as a database team, this team now is going to analyze the whole data, all the transactions. So let's consider this as an organization where we have a database, okay, where the IT team is directly communicating with that database. Why? Because they have developed and designed the system, they have developed the schema. Now, what is the schema? Schema is nothing but your tables, all the tables which are present into the backend, because front end is UI based, but the backend is table based. Okay, everything is stored into the tables, and that is the best form to store the information. That is why every database is having rows and columns in it. Okay, now schema is what? Schema will have different tables. So it will have orders table, it will have sales table, it will have returns table, it will have customers table, a number of tables. They and they're linking their connections between them. So that is developed, designed, analyzed, and finalized by the IT team. So they have done that. That is why they have the access to the database. Okay, now this IT team, now this database team does not have direct access to the database. They don't have a direct access. Why? Because it's not their job to do a direct query on it. Now you will be wondering why they don't have the direct access, as they are playing a crucial role to get the insights from the sales. Okay, so the big that is the biggest question of today, that why the database team is does not have the direct access to the database. And this is the interview based question, that is your team or is the database team have a direct access to the database? Then most of the time it does not. Because why? Because I'll tell you the reason. See, you are doing online business, okay, where customers are putting orders, and and side by side sales team are also hitting the orders, and those orders are going where? They are going to the database. Okay, now they are getting stored into the database, they are storing it. Okay, now what comes? This the database team comes. These are the customers who are doing the business online. They are continuously placing the orders, and these orders are going to the database. Now database team, what they are doing, they are trying to fire queries to get insights. They are trying to find the top 5 sales, and for that they are writing a big query, and they are firing that query to the database, due to which what is happening, the performance of this online store is getting slower, and due to which the customer is getting fed up, because his transaction might be blocked, or it might be slower, or the transaction might be failed. Most of the time it happens with us that we select a product, we add to the cart, and then while payment, the system server error. So that is annoying, and that causes a business loss. So that is not acceptable by the organization, any organization. It's not just for a specific organization. For any organization, they cannot lose business, and that is the first criteria of online business. Okay, so to tackle that situation, what happens is they create a replica of it and they call it as a data warehouse. What happens there? They take this database and they create a replica, and they create a replica, and on the here from here data from data warehouse, we call it as a data warehouse. From data warehouse, this database team can fire queries and get the results. Now when the database team is firing queries on the data warehouse is called as a process of OLAP, that is online analytical processing. Whereas when the business is doing whereas the online business where the transactions are going directly to the database is called as OLTP, the transactions, online transaction processing. They are processing the transactions, hence it is called as OLTP. And OLAP is online analytical processing. They are doing some analysis on the business, on the data, but that data is stored and it is stored into the data warehouse. So it is not performed onto the live data, because if it is performed on the live data, there are chances that it will make the system slower and which will cause us to lose the business. So they create a replica of it into the data warehouse, and there is a timely refresh is scheduled. So that happens when a business is not working. So let's suppose let's consider an example of India where we sell product from morning 3 a.m till 2 p.m. Okay, 2 a.m in the night. So in that 1 hour window from 2 to 3 uh, 2 a.m to 3 a.m, there is a system upgrade, and most of the time you must have observed that your WhatsApp is go onto the backup mode. So what is that? It connects, it syncs the data with the server and it pushes the data from the local to the server. So that is nothing but your data warehousing. Your data is getting pushed onto the server so that it gets stored for a longer time. That same principle is applied over data warehousing process, where all the transaction of your daily transactions are getting replicated onto a data warehouse, and it could be a weekly, monthly, or a daily process, depends on the quantity of the records. If you have a huge quantity, you can do it daily. If you don't deal with a huge quantity, you can do it weekly or monthly on the basis of your size of the organization. That is the again important part. Now coming back to the next part, that is, once you have done the connection, you got the information. Now what you will do, you will you will do an ETL process, that is extract, transform and load. What is extract? You have extracted information from your data warehouse. Now you are transforming it to the Tableau server and you are loading it and you are processing it, because processing is required for that particular data. Now why the processing is required and what is this processing process, I'll explain you. The first point, okay, we initially doing business in Taiwan. So let's assume that this organization, the X company, was doing business in Taiwan, Philippines and China as well. Okay, but what happened later, due to fewer sales, because of the downgrading sales or fewer sales, we closed the Taiwan region, Philippines region and China regions, and we closed that particular region. But what happened, we had some sales, one or two, or maybe three four transactions from Philippines, Taiwan and China. Second case, okay, the second point, why ETL is important, I'm explaining that. So currency normalization, what happened when you had sold your product? So Taiwan have Taiwan dollar, Philippines has peso as a currency, and China has yen, I guess. So yuan is the currency which China operates in. So currency normalization. Now most of your sale is happening across India, and in India we use currency as rupees, that is this sign. Okay, but in Taiwan it is Taiwan dollar. In Philippines is peso, that is P with double cut. Okay, and yuan have Y with double cuts at the bottom. Okay, so this currency is also present into the database. Okay, so now we need to process that because we want to normalize it, the currency rates. So here we will be creating calculated fields onto the data source level and we will be filtering it out. Okay, then the third important point, that is system errors. What are system errors? Now let's consider we are selling some products of 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 1000 rupees, but when we are looking at the orders table, we are seeing that some of the products are sold as minus 20 rupees, minus 50 rupees, minus 100 rupees. Amount cannot be minus, it can be 0 or it can be greater than 0, but it cannot be minus 1, okay, or minus 10 or minus 20. So that is clearly a system error, or it could be have done because of some incorrect logic onto the front end, but that is not our concern. Our concern is onto the database. But okay, so I'll quickly take you to the database, and this is the view how it looks. So this is our Tableau screen where I have connected the SQL server. Okay, now consider this as my this, you can see Microsoft SQL server. This consider as my database where I have orders, peoples and return tables. Now if I do here, if you see, I have two options: update now and update automatically. So what is update automatically? It means that whenever a new data or new information is added, it will be automated, it will be updated automatically. Okay, I have done that, and it have opened me orders table. So this is how the order tables look like. So now this is the raw form of it, and on the ETL process, what we will be doing, we will be formulating the information. So this is a raw data. So if you see average sales, above average, max order date, these are not there. Then date function, if you see, these are the information which is available. So to processing this, so if you see like this, product ID, FUR and BO. So if you consider that FUR is not correct one, so I need to change it. So what I'll do, I'll split it out, and once I click on split, it will split it into 3-4 things. Okay, I can delete this, and FUR is deleted now. Now BO is here and your number is here. So this is how the processing, this is just an example of all the three examples which I mentioned, that how the ETL processing is happening. So we are processing the data at data source level. Here we are processing the data so that when we create a new sheet, on that new sheet, those data, those information. So if I have a currency column where I am having the amount, so what I will be doing, I will be creating a calculated field over there, calculated field to have a conversion. Okay, conversion of the currency. So my rest of the currency is in rupees, and now I want to convert that also. So I will write some logic like, if your order amount, order ID, order amount, let's consider it as order amount is equals to yen, or it is peso. Okay, if it is equals to peso, then you will, what you will do, order ID, this is your order amount, multiplied by 30. That is how you will be doing, and that is how you will be storing it somewhere. Okay, so this is just an example to give you an idea that how normalization or how the processing of data is done over the Tableau server, and what is the importance of ETL, extract, transform and load. That part is done. Now we wants to know about the following questions. Okay, so there we have only three questions: that we were initially doing business in Taiwan and the Philippines, and later due to sales we have lost it, so we closed that part. So in the orders we somewhere will be seeing null records, so we need to tackle that undefined. This is undefined, so if I am going to use these three columns, I will not be able to create visualization, or this might cause me some junk data which I don't want. So what I will do, I will just delete that information which is not required. And if it, see, this is null, so this type of null values I need to remove and reduce, and then I can store these values, and then I can proceed with the dashboard creation and creation of reports and views. Okay, this is the same information which I wanted to share you with you guys. So this, you can see, this is the binary amount which is available into the system errors, or this is showing some hexagon value, hexadecimal values and some negative values. These are the some junk data, junk information which is available into the system, but we cannot delete it directly. Now if you see this, you will say that okay, we'll go to the database directly and we can delete it, but no, we cannot do that, because remember, we don't have a direct access to this database. Okay, we have access to this. Now you will say that okay, we'll go to the to the IT team and we'll tell that okay, delete these records, but why they will work on my request? They'll not be working on my request, because they have created it and they want to manage and maintain each and every information of the business, related to the business, into the system. That is why they will not work on my request. So what I need to do, I need to do processing on the data which is available to me. I will not delete it from the system, but I will filter it out, so that whenever whatever I just want to see, I will see only that particular information. Okay, that is the project which I wanted you guys to understand. If you have any questions, any queries or any doubts regarding the topic, you can write me a comment and we will be discussing it. If you like the video, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon, so that you get a notification every time I push a new video. That's all for today. Thank you so much.